name is Marius Davis. I'm an academic advisor here at Savannah State within the Center for Student Success and Retention. And COVID has affected my day-to-day simply because of the interaction. I can't really interact with my students like the normal sense that we usually do in person. It has transitioned our meetings to online. I also advise several organizations, so we have had to also shift our programming online. So that's the main impact that COVID has had on us here on campus. Doing things in a virtual sense, which is sometimes a little disconcerting or disheartening for the students because they cannot get into the real essence of what they want to do because of being online. They're doing classes online, so then having to do programming online, it all is creating a little, I guess you would say, online fatigue for the students. I think the university has done a good job of trying to mitigate the spread here on campus. That's happened by limiting in-person events, reducing class sizes to where if you maybe in the first part of the alphabet you may come early, one day, and the other half will come the other day. So reducing class sizes, limiting in-person events. There was about 2 weeks where we had to kind of not allow any in-person dining because we were seeing an influx in numbers. No, I don't believe that COVID has slowed down the progression of Savannah State. I think the history speaks for itself. We have to continue to tell the story. It has kind of put a damper on some of the things we do and can do, but I don't think it has minimized or slowed our success and the richness that is Savannah State. We just have to get back to a place where we can, do more things in person, where we can continue to do the traditions that we're used to, such as a Founders Day where we have a large in-person event, an honors convocation, and all those things where we're allowed to gather in large groups. We just have to kind of allow this storm to pass so that we can get back into doing those things in which we embrace and showcase our rich history.
My name is Danielle Porter. I'm a graduate student with the Masters of Business Administration.
I'm Naquana Garnett. I am a junior majoring in business marketing.
How Savannah State impacted me. I have been here since 2016, part of multiple organizations, here working with auxiliary services and the bookstore. And I can say definitely my change of being here and impacting certain lives have definitely impacted me as well.
I could say that growing up in a predominantly white school and white institutions, that coming to Savannah State, it allowed me to express who the Black culture is.
So in regards to parking and transportation, things that have changed because of COVID is everything strictly online now. So the issues that we have with many students is they don't know how to actually work the parking portal, or they have issues logging in when they're typing their credentials. So it's a lot of over the phone, email communication, and people want it right then, right there, like we've been doing for so many years, that they're not really patient with the process of doing things online. So that is my big issue with parking and transportation.
With ID cards and auxiliary services, I would definitely say that everything is online, so there's no paying cash. Even with pictures, you have to submit your picture into a portal, and you cannot take pictures in person anymore. If also people are not aware that they have it, like they're hanging out with these people and they're not aware that that person has conceived it or anything. So I feel like being more knowledgeable, whether or not you're negative or positive, is also a big factor.
And it's easy to go get a COVID test on campus. Like, it's the stereotypical negativity that people heard about the nose swab because of what's always put on social media. It's actually wrong. The campus COVID test is self-administered, so you literally swipe your nose 5 times on one nostril, swipe it 5 times on the other nostril, and that's completely it. It's not like you're putting the swab all the way up to your nose, to your brain, like they was telling us. That is all campus testing. But on campus is a simple 2-step thing, and that's it. So actually just go get tested and get your results. If you helping the cause by getting your results.
Hey, my name's Patrick Morgan. I'm the Access Services Lead Librarian, one of the library leaders here. And I'm kind of addressing the question of how COVID has wrought changes and how we've had to adapt here on campus, here in the library. And so that's what I'm going to address. I think the biggest change for me, well, first, like everyone else, we were remote, so the library was completely closed down. We weren't on campus at all. And then when we did come back around July to start getting ready for the fall semester, our staffing looked completely different. So we lost some staff, not to the pandemic, but to the greater economic upheaval of the pandemic. And we've had to deal with just, I think, that same lack of people all over campus. So that's been the biggest change in my life. Fewer students around, fewer other faculty around, fewer people in the library. And then, here in the library, we've had to make a number of changes just to keep people safe. So we've been limiting the number of people at a time in the building, just to 25. We've had to put all of our usual in-person events like workshops and fun things online. And that's going actually pretty well. We've maybe managed to reach a few more people, using digital means than we did when we were physical. But I do miss having those interpersonal interactions in the real world. So in terms of the exposure to people, that's definitely changed. And then on the service side, in addition to having to move most of our offerings into an online format instead of an in-person format, we've also had to, try to find new ways to connect with people. We've had to try to make up for things that we can't do in person by trying to do them digitally. So we've tried to expand the number of access points for asking us questions, as well as expanding the number of hours in the day that we make ourselves available. Well, that's a big question, right? And I think there are, every single institution that has survived through COVID, whether it's a school like Savannah State or any other kind of an institution that you want to pick, even down to a family, the COVID pandemic is a crisis in the sense that it's an opportunity. There's something for us to take advantage of. So SSU specifically is already at a crossroads. We're already deciding right now who it is that we want to grow into in the future. How do we want to simultaneously respect the legacy of what our past is and move into the kind of an institution that welcomes the future. And I think we're asking those questions right now during the pandemic.
I think Savannah State post-COVID will be much similar to where we were pre-COVID. We'll be able to get back into some of the things that we were doing, our in-person meetings. Classes will probably resume back to normal. But it's going to take everyone doing their part. We've got to work on getting vaccinated, faculty and staff, and then the students have to buy into it as well. If we don't want to be wearing masks for the rest of our lives, we have to do our part, and that includes getting vaccinated. So I think life after COVID is bright for Savannah State, but we've got to do our part to get there.